Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're journeying to, well, one of the most revered and, frankly, enigmatic places on Earth,
Yeah,
Mount Kailash.
absolutely.
This incredible peak, it's soaring up there at 6,638 meters in the Trans-Himalayan region of Tibet. It's just so much more than a mountain, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. For Hindus, it's the celestial home of Lord Shiva, the ultimate yogi.
Right. And nearby, you have Lake Mansarovar, which is believed to have, manifested straight from the mind of Brahma.
Exactly.
And thousands, literally thousands, undertake this Kailash Mansarovar parikrama. It's a really physically grueling 52-kilometer walk around the mountain.
Hugely demanding.
But here's the thing that got me thinking. Beyond that profound spiritual pull, what if this ancient pilgrimage is also somehow a powerful catalyst for neurological and psychological transformation?
Yeah.
I just find that idea absolutely fascinating. So I'm really eager to, unpack this with you today.
It's a really compelling question. And what's truly remarkable, I think, is how modern science, specifically this emerging field, spiritual neuroscience, is actually starting to provide frameworks that, well, they seem to validate what ancient Hindu sages understood for millennia. They knew that sacred geography isn't just out there. It can actually mirror the landscape of the mind.
Right.
And the pilgrimage itself, the act of doing it, it's far from just being a ritual. You can see it as a kind of sophisticated technology for inner awakening.
It's technology.
Interesting. Yeah. So our deep dive today is really all about exploring these intricate connections, how Hindu spiritual insights, ancient ritual, mythology, and cutting-edge brain science all kind of converge right there at what people call the roof of the world.
Okay, so let's dive into Kailash as a symbol first. In Hindu cosmology, it's shown as the axis mundi,
Right.
the cosmic pillar connecting Earth and the heavens, often equated with Mount Meru, the sort of center of the spiritual universe.
That's the one.
And I understand there's this really fascinating parallel between that cosmic center and something inside us, the Sahasrara chakra, the crown chakra.
Yes, exactly. The seat of spiritual consciousness.
Can you help us understand that connection a bit more?
Yeah.
Why is that link so significant?
Absolutely. And this symbolism, it isn't just poetic, Spiritual neuroscience is suggesting it actually reflects a deeper neuropsychological journey.
Okay.
So when we look at the parikrama itself, that act of walking around Kailash, it kind of mirrors the recursive, often cyclical loops of brain function.
Recursive loops.
Yeah, particularly those involved in introspection, the default mode network, and deep meditative states.
Ah, the DMN. Right.
Think of it like this. Kailash is the immovable center of the universe in the myths, right? Well, the stillness that pilgrims try to achieve in their minds during this journey, that represents the unchanging witness within.
Okay, I see.
And what's kind of revolutionary is realizing these ancient rituals, they weren't just symbolic gestures. They were, in effect, early forms of, neurohacks almost.
Neurohacks.
Wow.
Intentionally designed to alter brain states for specific spiritual outcomes. It's like they mapped the mind long before we had MRI machines.
That sounds incredibly powerful. And as you said, it's not just some leisurely stroll around the mountain.
Not at all.
The Kailash Mansarovar trek is famously challenging. Pilgrims face, sub-zero temperatures, really intense oxygen deprivation.
Extreme altitude shifts, yeah.
Especially crossing the Dolmala Pass. That's at a staggering 5,630 meters, about 18,500 feet.
That's right. It's incredibly high.
It just sounds like an immense physical and mental test. So what's actually happening in the brain when someone pushes their body and mind like that, especially in a spiritual context like this?
It's quite remarkable, actually, how the body and mind respond. The neuroscientific effects are multi-layered.
Okay.
So first, there's what we call embodied spirituality, the repetitive movement, the walking meditation, combined with that high-altitude hypoxia. It induces altered states of consciousness.
Hypoxia, lack of oxygen. Exactly. And neuroscientists have observed that during states like these, brain activity literally shifts. It's like your brain temporarily quiets down let's call it the planning department in the prefrontal cortex.
Okay, the ego center.
Yeah, the area responsible for planning, our sense of self, the ego, and it allows your deeper, more sort of primal centers, those tied to raw emotion, awe, wonder, to take the lead. And this is precisely why these intense experiences can kind of dissolve our usual sense of self and foster humility, selflessness.
That makes sense.
Then second, there are these significant chemical surges happening. happening.
Like hormones.
Neurotransmitters, yeah. The physical exertion in these spiritual contexts boosts levels of dopamine and serotonin.
The feel-good chemicals.
Exactly. Enhancing feelings of joy, gratitude, and often a profound sense of surrender. And then finally, there's neurogenesis and resilience.
Neurogenesis.
Yeah.
New brain cells.
Or rather, new connections. Research indicates that spiritual travel and exposure to extreme environments actually stimulate neuroplasticity. The brain is literally creating new connections, reorganizing itself.
Wow.
Which truly mirrors that symbolic rebirth that so many Kailash pilgrims describe, feeling fundamentally transformed.
Yeah.
For many, these Kailash Mansarovar Parikrama experiences are a genuine breakthrough mentally, emotionally, and spiritually.
The mythology around Kailash is so rich, too. Hindu teachings say Shiva resides in perpetual meditation atop the mountain.
The ultimate yogi.
And his third eye symbolizes intuition, inner vision, higher consciousness. And in yogic anatomy, that directly corresponds to the Ajna chakra, right? The third eye point between the eyebrows.
That's the one.
It really makes you wonder if there's a scientific basis, or at least a correlation, for this ancient wisdom. What parallels are we seeing in modern science?
Well, the intriguing part here is how Shiva's mythology can almost be viewed as an ancient map, pointing towards the neurochemical states of higher consciousness.
A map.
Modern science offers some really captivating parallels. Take the pineal gland. It's often referred to somewhat poetically as the seat of the soul.
Right.
It's thought to influence melatonin, our circadian rhythms, and potentially even mystical experiences. So the link between this idea of third eye activation at Kailash and actual pineal stimulation, that's a major area of interest in spiritual neuroscience right now.
Fascinating.
Then there's the DMT hypothesis. Some researchers hypothesize that the pineal gland might secrete dimethyltryptamine DMT during moments of deep spiritual insight or near-death experiences.
The spirit molecule.
Exactly. And this echoes the kind of visionary states described by advanced yogis and, interestingly, some Kailash pilgrims. And critically, in states of deep meditation or awe, like you might experience during quiet contemplation at Lake Mansarovar, the brain's default mode network, the DMN.
Which is usually very active, right? Mind water.
Very active. Our everyday self-talk, planning, ruminating, that network deactivates.
It quiets down.
It quiets down significantly, and this literally lessens the internal chatter and can lead to a dissolution of ego boundaries, a state that's long been associated with profound enlightenment.
Speaking of Lake Mansarovar, another incredible place, one of the highest freshwater lakes in the world, what, 15,060 feet?
That's right. Just stunningly high.
And its name is so symbolic. Manas, meaning mind, Sarovar, meaning lake. It literally symbolizes pure consciousness.
Beautifully put, yeah.
And the belief, the tradition, is that bathing in its icy waters washes away lifetimes of karma, even opens portals to past life memories for some.
Yeah.
There's a scientific lens for that?
Well, there certainly is, at least for some aspects. The spiritual significance of Kailash and Mansarovar aligns quite remarkably with several scientific observations.
Okay.
From a modern perspective, just consider the proven benefits of cold water immersion. We know ice-cold baths significantly increase norepinephrine levels.
Which is a stress hormone, but also alertness.
Exactly. Boosts alertness, mood, and also immunity. This lines up directly with pilgrims' reports of feeling elevated mental clarity and this sense of emotional release after immersing themselves in Mansarovar.
Right, the shock to the system kind of resets things.
It can, yeah. Furthermore, just gazing into water psychologically has long been associated with self-reflection. You see it in cognitive psychology, mindfulness studies.
Like a mirror.
Exactly, echoing that symbolism of sacred water as a mirror of the mind. And finally, the sheer quietude and isolation up there at Mansarovar can trigger specific brainwave states, theta and delta waves.
Like deep meditation or dreaming.
Similar states, yes. Deep meditation, lucid dreaming. These combined benefits might very well explain why the reported health outcomes of the Kailash trek often include deep emotional healing, profound stress reduction, and a real lasting sense of peace.
And many pilgrims chant, don't they? Om Namah Shivaya during the parikrama. It's emphasized as more than just ritual, but a potent vibration.
A purification tool.
So, beyond the ritual aspect, what's actually happening in our brains when we engage with these rhythmic sounds, these mantras?
Well, scientific studies are confirming that chanting and rhythmic sounds have tangible neurological effects. It's not just subjective.
Okay, like what?
For one, chanting seems to help synchronize the brain hemispheres. It balances left and right brain activity, which promotes a sense of harmony and focus.
Interesting.
It also provides vagus nerve stimulation. The actual physical act of chanting stimulates the vagus nerve.
Which controls.
It's crucial for governing the parasympathetic nervous system, our rest and digest system. So it promotes relaxation and helps with emotional regulation. Basically, it helps us calm down.
Calms the system down.
Right. And maybe most strikingly, studies on experienced monks chanting mantras show heightened gamma wave activity in their brains.
Gamma waves.
Yeah, gamma waves are associated with states of profound compassion, insightful breakthroughs, moments of aha, and a sense of interconnectedness with everything.
Wow.
So this really aligns with those ancient beliefs that mantras, much like the sacred geography itself, act as sort of energy blueprints that can actually rewire consciousness.
It really makes you wonder how interconnected all of this is.
Yeah.
You mentioned the body mirroring the landscape, and in Hindu esotericism, the human body is often seen as a microcosm of the whole universe, right?
That's a central idea, yes.
And fascinatingly, some traditions actually identify Mount Kailash as the third eye of the Earth itself, like one of the planet's main energy centers.
That's right. It connects to the Earth chakras theory.
Earth chakras. Tell me more about that.
Well, it's a theory, somewhat esoteric but intriguing, proposing that certain sacred sites, like Kailash, align with significant energy vortices on the planet.
Vortices, like energy points.
Kind of like that, yeah. And just like the Ajna chakra, the third eye in our body governs perception and intuition. Kailash, in this theory, is believed to govern perception, clarity, and cosmic vision for the Earth itself. And beyond theory, researchers have actually recorded unusual electromagnetic fluctuations in the Kailash region.
Really?
Yes. Now, it's still debated what causes them or what they mean, but this geomagnetic resonance could potentially correlate with some of the anecdotal reports from pilgrims. Things like time distortion, sudden intuitive insights, profound emotional catharsis.
Wow.
It's part of this ongoing Mount Kailash mystery science connection that keeps fascinating physicists, geologists, and spiritual seekers alike. It's like a bridge between ancient intuition and modern investigation.
So if you're listening and thinking about maybe embarking on this incredible journey someday,
Yeah.
it's just crystal clear that the Kailash Parikrama demands not just physical endurance,
Definitely not just physical.
but also immense mental resilience. So what does a modern approach to preparing for something this profound actually look like? Beyond just, physical training.
That's a great point. Preparing for the Kailash Yatra, as it's often called, increasingly includes a really strong emphasis on mental fitness, stress reduction strategies, even things like sleep optimization.
Makes sense.
Breathing exercises are absolutely crucial. Practices like Nadi Shodhana.
Alternate nostril breathing.
Exactly. That's particularly highlighted because it has a proven ability to balance the brain hemispheres, like we talked about with chanting, and also significantly increase oxygen efficiency.
Which is vital at that altitude.
Absolutely vital. And beyond breath work, a sort of holistic preparation approach might include specific dietary considerations, visualization techniques, maybe continuing mantra recitation to kind of prime the nervous system.
Getting the mind ready to.
Getting the mind and the nervous system ready. These practices help reduce anxiety, enhance neuroadaptability, the brain's ability to cope with the stress. So the whole preparation process becomes this kind of spiritual neuroscience toolkit for the journey ahead.
A toolkit. I like that.
Yeah, it sets you up not just for the physical trek, but for the profound inner work that it inevitably initiates.
It really is clear then that the Kailash Mansarovar Parikrama is just so much more than a physical trek around a mountain. It's truly a symbolic journey around what we might call the sacred mountain of the mind.
Well said.
And through these ancient Hindu practices, combined with the sheer challenge of the environment, modern pilgrims are engaging in this profound process, neural rewiring, emotional cleansing, energetic transformation. It resonates on just so many levels.
Exactly. Whether it's through chanting by Lake Mansarovar, walking those high-altitude passes of Kailash, or meditating under its just awe-inspiring gaze, pilgrims are really engaging in an archetypal journey. It's about transcendence, inner awakening, and even, you could argue, neurobiological evolution.
Neurobiological evolution.
Wow. The ancients, they mapped this wisdom in their myths, their rituals, the sacred geography itself. Neuroscience is, in a way, just beginning to decipher that map, offering us a scientific lens to understand these incredibly profound human experiences.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe this leaves us with a provocative thought. It raises an important question. What other ancient wisdom, perhaps hidden in plain sight in myths or rituals around the world, might modern science eventually reveal is intricately linked to your own inner landscape?